Yeah!
I'm gonna go put this up real quick and then I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah! Woo!
The characters will be up here for you guys as it goes. So you might have to look back and forth.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen.
A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen.
Wait, what? The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried.
Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door.
I don't care what they're going to squirrel.
Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Alpha, your voice sounds funny.
I know.
It's fun how some distance makes everything seem small.
And the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all.
It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break the rules.
No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free.
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Here I'll stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on.
Oh dear, it's my turn now. My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like a honey blast. I'm never going back to paths in the past.
Let it go. And no rise like the break of dawn. Let it go. Let it go. Now let it go. It's gone.
I'll stand in the light of day. When the storm rages on, the cold never bothered me anyway. Good job, everyone. Sure was.
Can we have some honey?
Thank y'all. Now, if you guys have come out to Cartoon Weekend before, you guys have seen stuff like that before, but now we're gonna do something extra special and different that has never been done at Cartoon Weekend before. Please allow me to welcome one of my good friends up to the stage. His name is Tony Bancroft. He's the director of Mulan and was supervising animator for Pumbaa on The Lion King and much, much more. Please give it up for Tony Bancroft!
Guys, thank you. I don't sing at all. Just yeah, I know. We're gonna have to like. I'll just be down here. Yeah, it is cool to see everybody out here for Cartoon Week, and I want to thank the Columbus Zoo. We're from California, so we literally just flew in, Brian and I, and boy are our arms tired. I had to try. I want to be the funny guy this time. I'm trying. Anyway, we're so happy to be here though with you guys. And Cartoon Weekend is extra special to me because I love cartoons. I grew up on them since I was a kid. I started drawing them when I was like 3 years old and became an animator at Disney. I worked on films like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, Emperor's New Groove. I did Kronk. I'm still in his thunder here. I can do some voices too.
And there's one more film that you worked on that was kind of big that may, be kind of one of the highest grossing hand-drawn animated films of all time.
Yeah.
Like we did not say.
Lion King. Yes. Anybody like Lion King? I animated the character Pumbaa, the warthog. So if you see him on the screen there, I animated Pumbaa. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what that was like because it's so appropriate that I'm here at a very famous zoo because when we were working on The Lion King, we had to do a ton of research into animal anatomy, behaviors of animals, because when it was first described to us, it was like the executives described it as it's Bambi in the Serengeti with songs by Elton John. Oh, and a little Shakespeare thrown in. And we're like, what? What the heck is this movie we're working on? But so it took a little while to figure it out. But when I started doing my research on warthogs, because I got assigned, we're like, just like live action actors, animators are assigned to work on certain characters. So I got Pumbaa to work on, and I was super excited because I knew he was going to be a funny character. And before that, I had done, characters like Yago the parrot, and then Cogsworth the clock, and Beauty and the Beast, and things like that. So for me to be able to do a warthog, and this is not even a good, ugly warthog, but this is like, when I was first doing the research, I was like, wow, these warthogs are like the ugliest animals in the animal kingdom. They really are. If there was like a beauty contest for animals, they would never win.
So what you're saying is whenever you had to do research for Pumbaa, so you had to do like a method actor and like become the warthog,
I had to, yes.
So you started like rooting around in the ground too, like shoving your face into the dirt?
And then they told me he had to flatulate in the movie, and I'm like, what? But,
so don't you hold the record? You're the first animator to ever animate a Disney character flatulate on screen before.
yes, something I'm proud of.
That's something to put on a resume right there.
I was so excited to tell my mother, Mom, it all paid off. It all paid off, all those years of flatulating.
I know, I felt like telling that the same way to my mom. It's just like, yeah, like all those years of all the opera that you sent me to really paid off. I can talk like Mickey now.
But like a warthog has a real warthog I discovered is like, they got these really big shoulders, they're a longer torso. So we had to find a way to, and kind of shorter legs in the front and really long torso. We had to find a way to create this character to make him look cute and adorable. So the first thing we did was I looked at pigs, which have a lot shorter body, right? And so I started going, well, what if his head was as long as his torso and they were equal in length? And then I started really realizing that, okay, I could get a cuter, a much more attractive looking character. And I made his nose a lot bigger and I gave him just one tusk. And warthogs have like multiple little warts on them. They're very real warthogs. They're very ugly that way.
Don't real warthogs have like 5 tusks? 4 or 5?
Yeah, they do. They have more tusks to them too, so that you can see them.
Yeah, that can be terrifying.
They're just really grotesque. But we simplified it down to just one little wart, a pair of tusks there. That really helped kind of bring him together.
Yeah, way more appealing that way.
And then he's got kind of like some Elvis hair that kind of goes back.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we start calling him Pumbaa Presley now?
Pumbaa Presley, I like that. And then to keep him really kind of cute and fun, he's got kind of an arc to his body, like a big smile, because he's such a jolly guy. But then he's got these just little legs, spindly legs, to hold that big torso. And that really started making him come together as a cute little character that you'd want a plush toy of, right?
Yeah, because I know I have like 3 Pumbaa plushes. now. So I thank you for making him cute and adorable to where you'd want a plush toy.
Do you have the farting one too?
No.
I actually have one that farts.
Have y'all seen that before? It's the coolest thing ever. So I went to Disneyland Paris earlier this year, and they had these plush Pumbas. You pull his tail, and he farts. It's awesome. So you pull it, it's just like,
But without the smell, it's a silent
yeah,
one.
silent but
So,
deadly, right?
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you put a bug in his mouth, and he'll belch. So I'm just like, this is the perfect toy. Just stop all toy production. We're done. This is the greatest toy that has ever been made.
Yeah.
And if I had more room in my suitcase, I would have brought him home. That would have been a thing.
Brian does a great Pumbaa version too, but Ernie Zabella was the first vocal performance of him. That's the official voice of Pumbaa. And I got to go out to all the recording sessions with him, and it was really kind of an inspiration just to be able to listen to Ernie do this kind of really, low, kind of grovelly thing, and then he, and getting his acting style, he was very kind of staccato with his movements. I even went to Broadway and saw him and Nathan Lane, who does Timon. They were actually performing at that time when we were working on the 90s version of The Lion King, and they were doing Guys and Dolls on Broadway. And that was so cool to see them actually performing together.
I want to see Timon and Pumbaa on Broadway.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
That would be awesome. But they were playing, these New York gangsters and Guys and Dolls. But, it was still those guys together on stage, which was really, really cool.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what's one of the funniest stories you can think of from working on The Lion King?
I actually had a stuffed warthog up in my office, like a taxidermied warthog head that sat there looking over me the whole time while I was working on Pumbaa.
I said funny, not terrifying.
I know, it was. The funny thing is my kids were afraid to come into my office though and visit me at work, because they would get in there and see that big warthog sticking out of the wall, that head, and they were just terrified of it. So, but it was much better than when I was working on Kronk on Emperor's New Groove, and I surrounded my office with pictures of muscular men, just for reference, and the kids didn't like that either. So.
Then they were scared for a different reason, right?
Yeah, my wife wasn't happy about that either.
Oh, I bet she wasn't.
I worked on Iago, the parrot, too, so I studied parrot behavior and things like that for Iago.
So did you guys have like a parrot that Disney bought just for like reference, and y'all taught him how to say everything?
Yeah, I wish. No.
That would have been amazing.
No, we just had Gilbert Gottfried coming to the office all the time.
What is this? Why is everybody drawing me like a parrot all day long? What do I gotta do?
I don't know. That's my Gilbert Gottfried. You don't do Gilbert Gottfried? You don't have
I do.
Iago, do you? Do you have Iago in one of your things?
Oh, that's a big surprise!
Yeah, I've got a little Gilbert Gottfried in there. He's not in any of the songs today, but he's in some of them. Some of y'all know my videos better than I do. Which ones is he in? Isn't he in Hello? Yes, he's in Hello. And I think the Moana medley. And I think there's a couple others.
I think you should have just a Iago by himself solo thing. Maybe a love song.
Oh, so it'll be like Aladdin 2 all over again. The Return of Jafar, which is really Iago the movie.
Yeah, I take that back. Maybe that would be a good idea.
I'm looking out for me!
No, I used to work at the Disney store, and they put some of those songs like in the roster that we listened to. And we're all sitting there going, out of all of Disney's canon, you pick these? We could have had Can You Feel the Love Tonight? We could have had like A Whole New World. We could have had like Hakuna Matata, but you put in like I'm Looking Out for Me with Gilbert Gottfried just screeching in your ear.
But yeah, going back to Lion King though, we didn't know it was going to be the big success that it ultimately became. At the time, everybody was worried about it. Pocahontas was in production. Everybody thought Pocahontas was going to be the big one, and Lion King was like the B team, the B film. And when it came out, and almost really opening weekend, did so much money. It was really an incredible experience. In fact, I remember seeing that very first trailer. If you guys remember when you go to the movies and you saw that very first trailer, and it was Zabazanya. I can never sing. I don't know what it is, what they're saying. I have no idea.
Is it sad that I'm a nerd and I know every word of Zulu that they're saying?
Yeah, you probably do, right? I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, they're
Anyway,
saying Natsingonya Babagithi Baba.
All right. Because you guys know the Ziggy Gaba Gaba. I remember Ziggy growing up. It was a great comic strip. Anyway, when we saw that trailer, though, it was one of those moments that where, you know, just like I just felt these, you know, the hairs raise on my back of my neck because I just felt like the audience was soaking it up. And literally after the first trailer happened, people stood up and applauded. It was amazing. I'd never seen that inside of a movie theater where people applauded a trailer, and that's what they did for Lion King. So we felt like we had something good there.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot at that time because when the movie came out, I was 3. But
Yeah.
I do remember the first time I saw that trailer, and I had that same thing he went on because I'm like, the trailer was basically Circle of Life, and I was sitting there going, I don't know what this movie is, but it's now my favorite. 28 years later, it's still my favorite. Or 27. I know how old I am. Wait, how old am I? No, I am 28. Yeah. No, wait. 3 minus 28. 25 years later, it's still my favorite. I know math.
I'm a math man.
I'm not much of a math man, so that probably proved it. Ooh, reverb.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I can't
I
stand
have
there.
loved working for Disney. I now teach animation at Azusa Pacific University in California. But I love drawing all the time. So if you guys like to draw, who likes to draw out there? You guys, we got some artists? Oh yeah, we do. That's excellent. Oh, Brian too. Woo, woo. Then you know it does take a lot of practice and effort to become a professional animator, and it takes a lot of drawing. So if you like to draw, keep drawing. Draw every day. That's what I tell people. Draw every day. Just like any kind of sport, you have to draw, or you have to do it all the time to get better. Drawing is the same way. That's the only way you get better, is do it all the time.
Yeah, the same way if you want to be from my perspective, if you want to be a singer or a voice actor, just like you're saying, this is all like developing muscles, just like someone who does sports. So it's just a lot of practice, a lot of work. I took over 10 years of private voice lessons to get to what I'm doing now. None of it was for cartoons, mind you. It was all for opera and musical theater, but it all circled around and...
It all paid off.
Yeah, because I use every one of those skills in music in voices. So, yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, you got to put that somewhere. Well, speaking of Hakuna Matata,
Yes.
it might mean it's time. If you guys saw on Instagram and everything, I talked about that there would be a brand new impression song that had never been heard before, premiering today.
Like this
So-
is literally the first time you've ever sung in front of an audience. Right?
First time I've ever sung in front of an audience. Up until now, it's been to myself in a parking lot. Because the hotel people don't like it when you sing really loudly in your hotel room at 5:30 in the morning. They don't really like that.
No.
So the parking lot doesn't care, so I'll go do that there.
All right, I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to turn it over to Brian Hall and his new song.
Yes. So
it
this
called?
one. So this one isn't just one song. If you guys are familiar with the Moana medley, it's a medley as well. But with as big a year as the Lion King has had this year, we need a Lion King medley. What do y'all think? Yeah! Woo! All right. So without further ado, the Lion King medley.
All right now, let me show you how a real king sings his song, not that Lion King. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware.
Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair.
I'm gonna be the main event, like no king was before. I'm rushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my roar. This far a rather uninspiring king.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Now, Disney buys a few more properties, we sure will be.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a squirrel's backside, because squirrels are the worst. But thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride.
It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not turned on upstairs.
But we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murkiest scam. Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning, decades of denial is simply why I'll
The king undisputed, respected, selected, and see for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Alright, yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful fools. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no bias in craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
It's the problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Oh, that just sounds silly. Now, tea time. That'd make a lot more sense now, huh?
It means no worries for the rest of your days. Sure, it's our problem-free philosophy.
Hakuna Matata. Ooh, let me hear you now. Hakuna Matata. I can't hear you. Hakuna Matata. Oh, I got a couple over there. Hakuna Matata. Ooh, that's right now.
Bringing it down.
Can you feel the love tonight? The peace evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things, especially the frogs.
You needn't look too far.
Sailing through the night's uncertain days, love is where they are.
That's right. Hey, wait a second. This isn't from the movie.
It's from the Broadway show, Timon. He lives in you. You know, like Mufasa. He lives in me.
Oh, I get it. He watches over everything we see.
Into the water, into the truth, in your reflection. He lives in you. Does he also live in the honey? Because we need much more of that around here. I think so.
He lives in you, darling. And he lives in me. And he watches over. But only people who do not wear capes. You do not wear the capes. You understand?
To the water. Into the truth. In your reflection. He lives in you. Hey, still in the afterlife, and I've still got it, right? And circle of life. And they move us all through despair. and hope. Through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in a circle, the circle of life.
Thank y'all, thank y'all. Woo. Woo. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So we have another round of applause for Mr. Tony Bancroft.
Thank you guys for coming out, though. This has been really fun for us to be here. Like I said, we'd love to meet our fans, so we're really happy that you guys came out here. You're fans of the animals, though, too, right? So make sure you get out into the park today, the zoo, and go check it all out. We're going to go on a tour, actually, and see some elephants, which I know Brian is very excited about. That's all he's been talking about. And not even Disney. Not even, you stop talking about Disney, talking about elephants. We also have some booths over here, right on the other side of this big rig here. And we're going to be doing some signing and meeting of you guys, too. I think we're doing that. Are we doing that right after
Yep,
this?
we're doing this right after. We'll have about 30 minutes of that right afterwards. So,
Great.
yeah. And if we can't get to everybody in that 30 minutes, we will be coming back and doing this a lot throughout the day. So come back and see us. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Woo-hoo!
Have fun at the zoo.
Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Hello, how are you guys doing today? Good? All right. Sorry, we're starting the show a little late. They were taking us to hang out with the elephants, which, if you guys know me, you can't rush that one. Because elephants are just my absolute favorite. Hang on just a second. Nope, not yet. You're gonna spoil it. So how are you guys doing today? Woohoo! Excitement. Let's put that down. All right. So, how are you guys doing at the zoo today? Oh, that was wimpy. Man, I want them to hear you all the way over there in Asia Quest. Come on now. How are y'all doing today? Woo! That's what I'm talking about. All right. So hello for all of you guys who don't know me. My name is Brian Hall. I am that guy on YouTube who does a bunch of cartoon impressions because he has nothing else better to do with his life. But anywho, yes, I went viral about 5 years ago. Yes, 5. I know years and I know times. So 5 years ago, I sang a song called Let It Go, sung by Disney and Pixar characters. There were 21 of them in that one. So I figured we could start off the show this year by celebrating the 5 years of that by doing it for you live. How does that sound? All right. Well then let's do it to it. Let's get it a notch or two lower. There we go. All right, y'all ready? Okay, here we go.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. Wait, what? The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried.
Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door.
I don't care what they're going to squirrel.
Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Alpha, your voice sounds funny.
I know.
everything seems small, and the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break the rule. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Here I stand, and here I stay. Let the storm rage on.
Oh dear, now it's my turn now. My power of love rings through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling and frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like a honey blast.
I'm never going back to pass the thing to pass.
Let it go, let it go, and don't rise like the brave home dawn. Let it go,
Never bothered me anyway. Good job, everyone. Sure was.
Oh, now can we have some honey?
All right. Thank y'all so much. Now, this is the third year that I've been able to come out and do these shows for you, and I absolutely love doing that. So this year, we're gonna do something extra special that you've never seen at any of the years prior. I have with me a very special guest. You may know him as the director of Mulan, the supervising animator for Pumbaa in The Lion King. Please welcome Mr. Tony Bancroft!
Well, I don't do voices, but I like to draw. Is there anybody else here that loves to draw, do animation, draw cartoons? Well, this is the weekend to celebrate that, right? Cartoon weekend here at the zoo. This is my first time at the Columbus Zoo and in Ohio. I've never been to Ohio before. So I gotta say, this is great. And everybody's been so warm and welcoming too. Here, I feel like I gotta do that. Can you see me now? Okay, yeah, we've been looking around. We just got back from the elephant pen. I really want to go to the elephant. What was his name?
Hank.
Hank is awesome.
He's
He is this
huge.
huge elephant. We got to feed him like sugar, little sugar cubes and stuff. It was awesome. I downed a couple sugar cubes too. So I'm talking really fast right now. So, but I want to talk to you a little bit about animation because this is something that I loved ever since I was your age. I used to love animation, watching cartoons, just like all you guys, right? And I used to draw cartoons all the time in sketch pads. And it was that drawing every day that makes you better. Just like if you throw a football once, twice, 3 times every day, you're gonna get better. Maybe you'll become a good football player of some kind. I don't know sports, but yeah, I understand that actually adds up to actually maybe something that you're good at.
Yeah, insert sports terms here because neither one of us know.
You're a quarterbacker or something. Anyway,
The refunder goes over there.
the catcher guy. Anyway, yeah, so I grew up loving to draw comics and drew all the time. That led me to going to school and university and learning more education about how to make animated films. And then I started working for Disney. So that was my very first job. So the characters that I've done, I'll show you some of them here.
See, I'm jealous of that. My first job was at an ice cream store. I think it's Disney.
Can you switch it over to there we go. So up on the screen you'll see I animated Pumbaa the Warthog and the Lion King. Hakuna Matata. And then I worked on Cogsworth and Beauty and the Beast here. And I did Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. And Iago the parrot in Aladdin. So like actors, animators are cast by the directors onto their parts, their roles. I always did comedy characters. I love doing comedy characters, making people laugh through my drawings. I was actually working on one here, a little guy that you might recognize. He's singing Let It Go. Just let it go, Becky. So yeah.
Oh, I already did that, pal.
It's fun for me to be with Brian because I've never had my characters come to life quite in this unique way of having Brian here to actually voice them.
Aw, thank you, pal.
I used to want to do voices myself. Anybody like to do voices? Yeah?
All right. There's so many kindred spirits out there. All right, so tell us a little bit about what was one of the funniest things that happened while you were working on, let's say, Mulan. We didn't talk about this one earlier.
Oh yeah, so I directed Mulan. I was 27. I was the youngest director in Disney history at the time. And boy, was I intimidated working with all these stellar Disney animators and background artists and stuff. But I gotta say, I loved the experience, getting to know the Chinese culture. Research is a big deal for us in animation. We really want to get to know if it's a different culture than ours, if it's a different environment, location scouting, if you will. We're drawing and drawing all the time. So Mulan meant trips to China and researching as much as we could about Chinese culture. And I was really proud of the work that we did to bring that legend to life. Lion King, though, on the other side of it, was trips to zoos, just like this one, where we'd study the warthog. For doing, where am I here?
And I take it you're a method animator, so that means you probably had to
Flatulate?
Yeah, you flatulated.
Is that what you're trying to get at?
You got your nose shoved up in the dirt, like acting all warthog.
That's right.
You're trying to get into character, right?
Yeah, because the warthog is like the ugliest animal in the animal kingdom. And like literally, it's just the most horrendous looking guy. And you guys have one here, right? There's a warthog at the zoo. I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait to check it out. You've seen it?
Yes, we got nods. Yes, there is a warthog. Yes.
So they're actually like a really long torso animal. They kind of stretch out pretty far. They've got a lot of warts all over their face. They got several tusks. So for Lion King, we wanted to make him a lot more compact. So we actually looked at pigs as a reference point. I did study of anatomy. I actually had a stuffed, did I tell you this story? I had a stuffed warthog head, taxidermied warthog head on my office wall through the whole production of Lion King.
Wow. So you had nightmares for about the next year or so,
really
I take
it?
it?
So having a dead warthog on the wall every day I went into work. I want to say it was inspiring, also grotesque. Yeah, and warthogs do smell like
Hey, at least you didn't have people bugging you in your office every 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, they didn't stay for long.
Hey, go get Tony. No, he's in the weird warthog room.
That's right.
That thing's gonna eat me.
So I always start with a Disney character. Most of them start with a circle to create the cranium for the character. And Pumbaa's got really a large, kind of big head like this. He's got kind of a big stop sign nose here. We really amplified that because warthogs have pretty small noses, but we gave him this big, kind of more pig-like nose. And then the tusks kind of working on the sides.
So I think you should be given like an animation medal for making one of the most unappealing animals in the animal kingdom into one of the cutest Disney characters ever.
I really should. There should be something that came my way.
There you go.
But
yeah, maybe just like a gift basket from the company, if anything.
a gift basket. I would love that.
There you go. Yeah, with like a Lion King baseball cap in there or something.
He only has one tooth too, because he's a bachelor. He doesn't brush very well, so kids, brush your teeth so you don't end up with one tooth like Pumbaa.
Yeah, because as much fun as it would be to be Pumbaa, you still want to eat. I know he can eat bugs, but only the slimy ones, because then, you don't have to chew those.
Yeah.
So you know what he says?
They're slimy yet satisfying.
One day I'll learn how to do that. Just like
I could teach you. We'll start doing lessons when we get back to California.
Brian and I became friends because he had a love for animation and Lion King. We actually go to the same church in California too, so we've gotten to know each other over the years. I'm a big fan of what he does. I think he's a big fan of what I do.
That's an understatement.
All right.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh yeah.
That's as good as it gets for me. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So tell us what's one of the most memorable moments you have working on any of the stuff that you've worked on with Disney? Like, what's the biggest standout moment? Like,
Oh gosh.
when you were doing Kronk, did Patrick Warburton just say something hysterical behind the scenes?
You know, a lot of people think that we do a lot of improv with the actors. That's not so much actually. We actually do script for the actor, but when you have somebody like Patrick Warburton, who's got that big, got a jockey kind of voice like this, hey buddy, yeah, I know what you mean. With spinach puffs. Things that he says, everything he says just comes out funny. It's really an awesome thing. But yes, I'm trying to think of a nice story that I can tell that's for a family audience here. Let's see. You know, in I like talking about Lion King because it's such a popular thing, but when we were working on it, it was described to us as, when we first started on it, it was like, it's Bambi in the Serengeti with songs by Elton John. Go, you know, and it
With a little Shakespeare thrown
yeah,
in.
it was, yeah, put some Hamlet in there too. And we couldn't figure it out for the longest time, and the development process was years and years making the Lion King. So we spent a lot of time. Luckily, us animators had a lot of time to do our research, and we went to the San Diego Wild Animal Park, and there was like this Palm Desert thing in Palm Desert near San Diego. So it was like the Partridge Family. We all got on a bus, and we took a couple weeks excursion to all these zoos and stuff, and that was a ball. You know, I just have such fond memories of making the Lion King and a lot of these films. Just like you guys, I'm so happy that they've gone on to become just as popular, or more popular now than it seems like when we first made them, which is the amazing thing to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, so who you doing? Oh, I get it now. From a distance, I couldn't tell, and I thought that Pumbaa's nose was his eyeballs. And I was just like, oh, who are you doing now? I'm so curious. I've never seen eyes like that before. There's no pupil, or they're all pupil, depending on how you look at it. Oh my gosh, it's like it's staring into my soul. Oh goodness gracious. So does anyone have any questions for Tony? I can ask them on y'all's behalf. Yeah, what? Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, you know, like they say, most people, or Mulan, most people, don't like to pick their favorites. It's like trying to pick your own kids. If you're a mother, you don't like to do that. What's your favorite kid? Although secretly we all have our favorite child, don't we? Come on.
The truth
It's not that one standing next to you, probably. Anyway, no, I have a real affinity for Mulan and Lion King. Lion King was my first time creating a character for Disney. That was a dream come true. And then directing Mulan was kind of my second, even bigger capper, dream come true. But I think, just on a day-to-day basis, when I think about my happy memories of Disney, definitely The Lion King was probably one of my favorites to work on.
Woo! He knows I get excited every time he says that, because Lion King's my favorite. So I'm like, I just want to hear him say it again. Woo! All right, we think we have time for another question before we finish. Yes? What was the first ever character, what? Oh, what was the first character you ever drew?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I think he's here behind you. Garfield the cat, right there.
Was he
Garfield the
really
cat.
your first one?
That was one of I grew up loving comic strips. And so the Peanuts characters, Charlie Brown, Snoopy and stuff, and Garfield and Odie, I used to copy them all the time when I was about your age. So that probably was one of the first ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Not Mickey, yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, wait, second banana. Actually, now that I think about it, when is he ever second banana?
Hey, you got another song to sing, right?
I do.
What a special day this is. He's premiering something just for you guys today.
Yeah. So if you guys saw online and stuff that I said this was a brand new song, never been heard before, this is the very first time it's ever been premiered, well, here it is for you. Since since Tony's here, and he has such a strong connection to the Lion King, and I myself am obsessed with the Lion King, I felt it was time we gave all the cartoon character treatment to a Lion King medley. What do you say? All right, so without further ado, here we go for the Lion King medley.
Alright, now it's time to show y'all how a real king sings his song. Alright, here we go. I wanna be a mighty king, so enemies beware.
Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair.
I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before. I'm brushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my roar.
This far a rather an inspiring thing.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. If we own a few more companies, we sure will be.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a squirrel's backside, because they are the worst. But thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride.
It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not on upstairs.
But we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murky scam.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning, decades of denial is simply why I'll
Be king undisputed, respected, saluted, and team for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Right, because my teeth and ambitions are bad. Be prepared.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Oh, Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
It's the problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. That sounds lovely. It goes great with a spotted tea, you know what I mean?
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's all problem-free. Let me hear your philosophy.
Hakuna Matata. Look at me, you are. Hakuna Matata. I'm not hearing you. Hakuna Matata. Okay, I heard you a little bit. Okay, that's it right now. Bring it on down, man.
Can you feel the love tonight? The peace evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things, especially the frogs.
To
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't from the movie.
It's from the Broadway show, Timon. He lives in you. You know, like Mufasa. He lives in me.
Oh, I get it. He watches over everything we see.
Into the water, into the truth. Oh yes, very much so. In your reflection, he lives in you. Oh, does that mean he also watches over the honey? If so, he should bring a lot more.
He lives in you, darling. Yes, he does. He lives in me. But one thing he does not do, he watches over anyone who does not have a cape. Everything we see with no capes.
Into the water. Into the truth. In your reflection. He lives in you. What do you think after the afterlife and I'm still got it? And I turn on light and remove the soul through despair and hope, through faith and love.
Till we find our way on the path unwinding
In the circle,
the circle of life.
Thank y'all so much. And can I get another big round of applause for Mr. Tony Bancroft? Oh, I thought you were about to leave. I was like, no, I just brought you up. All right, so thank you guys so much for coming out. We hope you enjoyed the show. And if you guys want to say hello, maybe come get an autograph or something, we have booths right over on the other side of the screen there. And then you guys just get in one line and you can meet us both.
That'd be great. I gotta put my stuff away, but go ahead and head over there too if you want to meet us. We'll be there in just a sec. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, thank you so much and hope you enjoy.
Hey guys. Thanks for hanging around in the hot sun. How's everybody doing today? I'll tell you, this is my first time at Columbus Zoo. Anybody else first time here at the zoo? Really? Okay, a couple of you guys, yeah. I have never been to Ohio. I've never been to Columbus Zoo. I've never seen this man before. I don't know who he is. No, you have here next to me the one and only, the very famous YouTube star, Brian Hall, everybody.
Hey, how are y'all doing? All right, woo! Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know me, as Tony said, I'm a YouTuber. My job is to do cartoon voices and sound like everybody else other than myself. So, yeah, for no other reason than I have nothing else better to do. All right, so some of y'all know my story. About 5 years ago, I accidentally made a video. I was trying to win a gift card to the Disney store, but I accidentally went viral and got a career instead. So I think I came out better for that one. And
Did you get the gift card though? Did you still get the gift card too?
Actually, no. Funny thing, I missed the deadline for the contest. I was off by like a day or two. And the company that made it found out that I made it for them, and they were like, "You should have emailed us. You would have won." I was like, "Thanks, but I got a career, so I'm good." All right, so I thought today we could open up by singing that song live for you today, the one that went viral 5 years ago. Disney and Pixar sings "Let It Go." Woo! All right, so here we go. Oh, hang on a second. I just realized that that's just going through the. Is that just going through? I think it's just going through the laptop right now. Is it? because things got moved around. Here, let me try again. See if that goes. Aha! Okay, we have it now. Okay, we're gonna start it over because I need some intro to get over there. We good? Are you gonna cooperate with me? Okay, we're good.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. Wait, what? The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried.
Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door.
I don't care what they're going to squirrel.
Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Alpha, your voice sounds funny.
I know.
It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. And the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through.
No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free.
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Heroes burn and heroes stay. Let the storm rage on.
Oh dear, it's my turn now. My power flows through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling and frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like a honey blast.
I'm never going back to paths that's in the past.
Let it go, let it go. And don't rise like the brave unborn. Let it go, let it go. Let nothing get it's gone.
Here I'll stand in the light of day. The storm rages on. Oh, never bothered me anyway.
Good job, everyone. It sure was. Oh, now can we have some honey?
All right, third time today, and it never gets old. All right, so he gave me a warm welcome earlier, so it's my turn to give him a very warm welcome. Y'all, I have been doing this show, this is year 3, and we want to do something extra special for you, so it's not just me who gets to give you a show today. We also get to introduce you to the one, the only, you know him as the director of Mulan and the creator of Pumbaa in The Lion King. Please welcome Tony Bancroft!
Thanks for coming out again too. I have here a little tablet. I'm going to draw for you a little bit. See if I can actually draw and speak. Is this thing on?
Here, want me to help you out? It's on.
It is on. Okay. Let it go. Let it. Oh, it is. Okay. I might just hold it. Yeah. There we go.
That
Okay.
work?
So, yes, as Brian said, I worked at Disney for 12 years. I still am an animator in the industry. I now teach also at Azusa Pacific University. If you're looking for a college, come out to California. Azusa, a lovely place. It's right outside of Hollywood. I also have written books and travel and do a lot of speaking events and stuff. Maybe you can see that up there. This is a character I created for The Lion King, Pumbaa the Warthog. Woo! Pumbaa Tada, right? Pumbaa power! So when we were making The Lion King, we went to the zoo a lot. Not this one, San Diego Wild Animal Park, if you've ever been out there. One of the biggest zoos. Have all kind of animals there that we were exposed to. And sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way, right? Especially with farting warthogs. No, we spent a lot of time as the animators on the film, a good 6 months, just digging deep into anatomy, animal behavior, even like what they ate and stuff. More things than we would probably ever use in an animated cartoon, but it was also important to add to the depth and understanding. Because when we first started on the movie, the directors introduced all the animators to The Lion King saying, we want it to be, it's like Bambi meets Shakespeare with songs by Elton John.
In the Serengeti.
Yeah, in the Serengeti. It was this crazy thing that we couldn't figure out. And it was a new story. It wasn't based on a fairy tale like a lot of the other Disney films, Beauty and the Beast and all that stuff, Cinderella, you name it. So it was a great journey for us to try and figure out who these characters are. And what I discovered from, where's my little tab here, working on the warthog is that warthogs are the ugliest animal in the animal kingdom, for sure. And other than that, they have this long, long torso and long nose that sticks out, kind of a smaller nose, and these little eyes. And then they have these warts all over that are just really grotesque. They look like bad acne on a teenager. Sorry, teenagers. And
Looks like they picked a fight with a beehive.
yeah, it does. I mean, and some of them are bony. Some of them are bony structures, and they use them for, and the tusks are there for rooting around into vegetation because they're vegetarians, of course. So what my goal was when I first started on the warthog. Oh, and they got these like really thick kind of elbows and legs, like Mulan's horse. I don't know how that applies, but yes. And really bristly hair, very straight up and down and stuff like that. And they do raise their tails up. It's kind of a behavior that the female warthogs have to, when there's danger about, they raise their tail up, and that's how they get their little baby warthogs to follow them. It's almost like a flag, like, hey, follow me over here.
Well, it's also a warning sign to the predators. It's just like, hey, I'm locked and loaded and ready to go. You ready for this?
That's right. That's right. You want some of this? So my goal was to, like, how do I make this cute and charming? So the first thing we started to do, and a lot of Disney characters start with a cranium first, and I kept the nose really long, but we gave him a really big nose, more like a pig actually, and his proportions became more like a pig too. So his head is just as long as his torso. They're equal parts. And by shortening up that torso a little bit, it made him get this kind of chubby, and look, he's got like this big curve to him. He's like a big smile, which is what Pumbaa is anyway, right? There's a little bit of love all over the place.
And isn't Pumbaa Swahili for foolishness? Wasn't that it?
Well, I thought it was Swahili for pig, but I like yours better. So we're gonna go with that, yeah.
We'll go consult a dictionary later.
Yeah, Swahili dictionary. We'll get a Swahili dictionary.
Yeah, there we go.
So you can see he's already starting to feel more like the Pumbaa that we know from the movie, because we've simplified him down to just really the essence of what the warthog needed to be to say warthog to the audience, but also like we all know what a warthog looks like in real life, right? So
Oh, absolutely. But
only
I
if
have
you
one in
work
my
at-
backyard.
Yeah, if you work at the zoo, you do. But then we gave him like an Elvis haircut, so his hair kind of moves back in a big mangy kind of way. He's a bachelor, him and Timon. So we wanted him to have this really unkept hair. He doesn't have a comb or a brush, and he only has one tooth in his mouth because he doesn't brush his teeth very well. All you kids out there, you want to look like Pumbaa with only one tooth? don't brush your teeth then. But if you do want to look like Timon, brush your teeth. Okay. So there you go. So already you can see that just squatting up his body, giving him a little bit more of a chunkiness, a softer feel, simplifying the warts. The warts I didn't say, but he only has really one pair of warts, and those become like a cheek almost, right next to his eye. And that really helps to simplify him into something that you'd want to buy a plush toy of, right? We're not offering those at the zoo, but that is a Disney specialty.
Yeah, no, and we were talking about this earlier. We found they have the best Pumbaa plush now in the whole wide world. I found it while I was in Disneyland Paris. It's a little plush Pumbaa. When you pull his tail, he farts.
Yes,
It's a little. It's like, yes! And then you stick a bug in his mouth, he burps. And I was like, well, if I had more room in my suitcase, this would be coming home with me.
It's the kind of
Yes.
quality gifts that every parent wants to get their kid, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a Christmas favorite, a perennial. I also worked on this guy here, Kronk. This is, oh, right. The poison for Cusco.
Oh, right, the poison for Cusco. The poison just especially kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
I knew he was going to beat me at it. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, you beat me at drawing, though. You beat me on that.
Thanks.
There you go.
And I can eat a sandwich really fast, too. This is Cogsworth. I did Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast. And I did Iago the parrot over here. I did that in Aladdin. Anybody see the movie Aladdin? Oh, yeah. Aladdin. Yeah, not the we're not talking live action today. Please, let's not start down that road, okay? Don't get me going. I love to draw Mickey all the time. Here's a couple other Pumbas. There's Pumbas 1, 2. But yeah, Mickey is one of those things that really is just a cranium. And you just do bang, 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 bang. And look, he's already coming to life.
How to draw Mickey in 30 seconds with Tony Bancroft. First, you start with a circle, then 2 little circles, and then finish.
And then finish. Now, if you want to make it Minnie Mouse, you know how you do that? It sounds very sexist, I know, but you add eyelashes.
And then the bow.
And now it's Minnie Mouse. Like magic.
So next you're going to pull a rabbit out of your hat? If you had a hat?
But now, we're talking about Lion King. Is that your favorite all-time Disney movie?
It is. Of all time, and we've had lots of discussions about this because I know that I have a podcast called the Bibbidi Boppity Bros that I do with my friend Paul, and we brought him on for a few of them, and I asked him straight up, okay, like, what's your favorite film you've ever worked on? And when he said Lion King, I was just like, I feel like you're saying that just because I'm here, but I want to hear you say it again. What's your favorite film you've ever worked on?
Emperor's New Groove. Oh, what? Oh, was that supposed to? I do that for him. Yeah, I really did love working on The Lion King. It was one of those real surprises. I mean, I don't know if all you guys have heard the story, but at the studio at the time, there was Lion King going on, and there was Pocahontas. Pocahontas was the A film. Lion King was really the B film. They didn't have confidence in this new original story, The Lion King, but they felt confident that Pocahontas was like an Americana story. It's a romance. They felt for sure that was going to be the big blockbuster, and they're like, you know, if Lion King goes out there and just makes a little bit of money, we'll be fine. If we just, you know, pay off the debt that we have for the budget, that's fine. You know, and of course it went on. It was very first weekend. It made $100 million. So that broke all the records at the time, and nobody was more surprised than all of us that worked on it, because I guess we just thought of it as our own little film. It was just like a little pet project we were doing. The executives kind of ignored us. We just went over in our own little area, drew all day, and had fun. And I think it shows on the film, in the screen. Don't you guys think?
And there's a reason it's still the highest grossing hand-drawn animated film of all time. Just saying.
Right.
And if it weren't for Frozen, it would have the title period. Alrighty.
I was going to open one more new one. Oops.
Open it one more.
Actually, I don't know where I was going to go with that. On Lion King too, another little side story is that, and we talked about this earlier, is that for inspiration, the studio said, if you guys want to have any kind of taxidermied animal or something in your office as reference to draw? And I said, yeah, sign me up. I want a warthog. And so I got this warthog head, a real taxidermied warthog head. Maybe they hate this that I say this at the zoo. I don't know. But it was a really great reference for me, and it was sticking on my wall through the whole production. My kids would come and visit, and they were horrified to walk in my office, so scared of that warthog just sitting there the whole time. And at the end of the film, when I finished the movie, they were like, well, we don't know what to do with this, and the archives won't take this warthog head. So you guys want to take it home? You want to take this home? And my wife was there that day, and she was like, don't you dare say yes. That thing is not coming home with us. So it is at the archives at the Disney Studios to this day.
And then shortly afterwards, Tony had to begin therapy because he looked at that thing every single day for years.
All right. Any questions? Anything about animation in general? So no. See the drawings that I'm doing here too. Imagine that 12 to 24 times to create the movement for an animated feature, because that's really what it takes. A drawing like this of Pumbaa, I would have to reproduce it, change it a little bit, 12 to 24 times just for 1 second of film. Interesting tidbit, right? The more you know. Okay. Anybody have any questions about anything?
The more you know. Oh, we have a question in the back. Yes.
Yeah. That's a good question. Now, I didn't have Cintiqs back then, this nice little tablet that I'm drawing on. We drew on paper and pencil. And yes, she was asking if we used different layers for different things like the mane and stuff. Sometimes we did, yeah. Like if I had some scenes where Timon had to jump in his hair, and Timon would be on a separate layer, the hair would be on a separate layer, and then Pumbaa's nose and muzzle and his head would be a separate layer. And that was kind of like the runway for Timon. So yeah, I often thought of his nose as like a runway for Timon because he spent so much time just kind of crawling around on his face. So yeah, and I would have to draw, this is another side note, is that I would have to draw Pumbaa's head like this big just so the animator that did Timon could draw Timon at a decent size. So I was always drawing really big drawings of Pumbaa's head. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he's got it on his shirt there. The log scene on Hakuna Matata where they change ages, right? All in that kind of like silhouette. How long did that take to animate, or in the film duration, the time to animate? I don't know. I didn't work on that scene, but I mean, I would guess that it was like at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, probably. Yeah. What was the hardest character I've ever had to draw? I haven't tried it yet, actually. It's a caricature of this guy. That's upcoming. That's coming soon. And I know it'll be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Because it's so hard to capture my charisma?
It's that boy's child. I'm thinking of like Pinocchio with a beard. Yeah.
What program are you sketching in?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Nowadays, 2D animation isn't on paper as much as it is digital. So if there is 2D animation out there, it has become a bit of a dying art form, unfortunately. But it's done in TV Paint. That's the program I'm using. It's a French, very accessible program, not too expensive. You can buy it online and download it. TV Paint animation program. Or there's another one called Toon Boom Harmony, which is also great for 2D animation. Yes, right here, in front. How long have I been? I am not a Disney animator anymore, but just like the presidents, when they retire, you don't call them an ex-president, right? You call. So I don't like to refer myself as an ex-Disney animator. I call myself a Disney animator. Still, but I retired.
I call him a Disney legend, but he won't let me.
No, I won't let that. I will not allow that. There is an official Disney legend thing.
I know, and you'll get that award one day.
I left Disney in 2000, right after Emperor's New Groove, and then I started my own studio. I direct and produce now. I do a lot of other things outside of Disney, but I still love coming back to these characters. I really do. So I was there for 12 years. Yeah.
How many pictures do you draw every day?
How many pictures do I draw every day? Not as many as I should, so my brother says. Yeah. I have a twin brother who's also an animator. Worked at Disney too. He did Mushu and Mulan and Simba and Lion King. And we're very competitive. That's when we were growing up. That's really what kept us drawing all the time. Was instead of like two brothers that were competitive with sports like football and stuff like that, it was drawing for us. And we're still to this day he'll tell me all the cool things that he's drawn, and I'll have to go, oh, I gotta get faster just to catch up to Tom. I see one in the back, yeah. That's you, yeah. What's that? Which movie took us the longest to animate? Brian, would you guess?
I would guess. I want to guess Lion King, but I'm probably biased for guessing that.
I mean, they all took about the same amount of time, so it's not a devastating longer amount of time for any one of them, really. And if it was, we probably all would have been fired because we were going too slow. But I would say just from pure articulation and detail, Pocahontas was a very difficult film to work on as a 2D animator, and that probably, because of which I think that probably took the longest. I didn't work on that. My twin brother Tom did, though, and I was happy to elude that one.
Nice.
Anything else, or should we do another?
I think it might be time to bring out the big special song that.
Oh, you think it's time? This is a really special thing. Oh, you got one last.
Oh, yeah,
question.
one last question.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, when did you realize that you had a passion for art and animation? How did you get yourself started?
When did I realize that I had a passion for animation? And it was when Brian Hull came up to me one day and said, "Oh my gosh, did you draw that?" And I said, "Maybe I got something. I don't."
Yeah, considering you were already working at Disney before I was born,
Yeah.
I don't think that'll work.
No, literally when I was 3 years old, my brother and I, again, competitive nature. My brother and I both drew a drawing of Snoopy from the Peanuts. This is way before I got interested in animation. My passion for animation started more like in college. Was pretty late to the game on that. But I love cartooning and drawing ever since I was 3. And Tom and I used to draw Snoopy all the time. And it wasn't until one day that we got a lot of notoriety from our teacher about how good she thought our Snoopies were, that it kind of turned on this light bulb. And then there was later on in high school, I thought, maybe this will be a way that girls will like me if I can draw cool, funny pictures. And it never happened.
I did the same thing with voices. It didn't work either.
Speaking of which, you guys got a special opportunity coming up here. Brian's got something special to share.
All right, so if you guys have been following me on any of my social media that I shared this event on, I said that there was a special new impression song that would debut here at the Columbus Zoo before it ever goes onto YouTube. We're gonna do that for you today with Tony here and with how much I'm just obsessed with the Lion King and everything else. I thought it was time that we gave a Lion King medley to the Disney characters. What'd y'all think? All right, so let's do it to it.
All right now, let me show you how a real king sings his song, not some Lion King. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware.
Well, I've never seen a king or a beast with quite so little hair.
I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before. I'm brushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my raw. This far rather an inspiring team.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Well, if we own a few more properties, we sure will be.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a squirrel's backside. Squirrels are the worst.
Thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride.
It's clear from your full expressions. The lights are not alarm upstairs.
But we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murky scam. Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning, decades of denial is simply why I'll
The king undisputed, respected, saluted, and see for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Alright, yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. The only thing that can make Hakuna Matata is better, the little spot of tea. You know what I mean? It means no worries for the rest of your days. Sure, it's a problem-free philosophy. Let me hear you now, Hakuna Matata. Come on, y'all. Hakuna Matata. I can actually hear y'all. Hakuna Matata. Y'all actually singing now. Hakuna Matata. Woo, yeah.
Alright, time to take it down a notch.
Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things and all the facts. Can you feel the love tonight? You needn't look too far.
Sailing through the night's uncertainties, love is where they are. Get her done! Hey, wait a second. This isn't from the movie.
It's from the Broadway show, Tone. He lives in you. He lives in me.
Oh, I get it. He watches over everything we see.
Into the water, into the truth. Oh yes, in your reflection. He lives in you. But does he also watch after the honey? If so, he should bring a lot more.
He lives in you, darling. And he lives in me. But there is one thing he does not do. He watches over everyone who does not have capes. Everything we see with no capes.
Into the water. Into the truth. In your reflection. He lives in you. I mean, hey, even in the afterlife, I still got it, right? God of life, and it moves us all to despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle, the circle of life.
All right, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. And can we give another big round of applause for Mr. Tony Bancroft? All right, so thank you guys so much for coming. We hope you enjoyed. And if you want to come say hello to us, we have booths right on the other side of this screen here. So you can come say hello, come get pictures, autographs, all that good stuff.
And enjoy your day at the zoo. Take care, guys.
And say hello to the elephants for me. Woo!
This is Jeff. Yeah, this is Jeff.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Jeff's like, it's warm out. Jeff's about 3. This is his 3rd summer. We don't know 100% because he was hatched down in Florida.
Does he have a name?
Jeff. Yeah. Or Heifer.
He looks like he's having a good time.
That's so weird.
I have never touched him.
Now I'm gonna bring your camera. Look at it. We're gonna put it right above the table.
Go up here and I'll speak one.